Total War Rome 2 takes after the once thriving civilization it simulates. Filled with massive battles where hundreds of units create thunder with a unified march, the game brims with spectacle. Few strategy titles can match Rome 2's most elaborate moments, such as stampeding through enemy forces with elephants or violently ramming a ship and splintering it to bits. Yet all of Rome's grandeur couldn't mask its turmoil, and the same is true here. Flat-footed AI and sluggish pacing diminish what is otherwise an exceptionally well-crafted game. Everything in Rome 2 is protracted, and this tends to work against the game as often as it does for it. Most of your time is spent on the campaign map, where a detailed and historically accurate version of Europe provides a perfect canvas for conquest. Rather than simply recruiting the largest military and rolling over neighboring settlements, Rome 2 emphasizes maintenance as much as growth. Building even a decent army is a significant burden on your financial resources, since every unit has an upkeep cost. Because forces are so expensive, invading and eventually overtaking enemies is an elaborate process. Spies and dignitaries can scout nearby settlements, causing disruption through civil unrest, converting people to your culture, and revealing opposing agents.
I'll just put that there.
All of this can be done while you sustain your people, ensuring they're happy, that everyone has enough food, and you're fattening the coin purse a bit more each turn. Success in Rome 2 requires a deft balance between keeping order and pushing forward. The tiniest choices, such as choosing between constructing a cultural building or an agricultural one, can have a significant impact later in the game, often in ways you didn't anticipate.
Shall we hack at each other until our enemies can gorge themselves on warriors' flesh?
Such minute decisions and spinning the proverbial plates of management creates a strategy game rich in complexity and compromise, but lacking in urgency. Some turns, there just isn't much to do as you wait for things like unit recruitment and construction. Uneventful periods would be fine if Rome 2 didn't have to process the moves of every faction after every turn. It takes far too long for the AI to cycle through everyone, and that time only increases as the game becomes more involved. There is an option to turn off seeing enemy moves, but it isn't enough. Instead of inhabiting the role of a powerful leader, you'll often feel like you've been stuck in a doctor's office.
Their wives, their slaves, their booty!
The opposite is true of the game's real-time battles, which can be exhilarating. Watching 1,000 warriors slowly march forward is appropriately dramatic as you anxiously wait for them to clash with the enemy. Every soldier is detailed, enticing you to zoom in and examine the chaos. This is especially true of naval fights, where you can watch your armies board enemy ships, eventually overtaking and killing the entire crew. Preparation is just as important as the actual skirmishes. Picking the right formation for your units is crucial and requires you to consider several factors. Invading a settlement? You'll have to figure out the best way to navigate your colossal army through narrow streets. Fighting in a forested area? Try to use the terrain to your advantage. While there's plenty of room for critical thinking, the AI doesn't encourage it. As with the other Total War games, enemies are reactionary. They're also predictable, and after several hours, you'll know what to expect out of almost every encounter. Despite the scope of battles, victories feel hollow, knowing the opposition isn't doing much. Your tactician skills are tested in multiplayer, however. Fighting against someone trying to undermine your every decision is the way Rome 2 was meant to be experienced. Unlike single-player battles, where you know exactly what will happen next, there's an element of paranoia in multiplayer. As you march forward, will you get ambushed? Are enemy cavalry baiting you toward a much larger force? One wrong move could be your undoing, making multiplayer battles exciting and tense. Outside of combat, other minor systems aid your conquest to varying degrees, such as diplomacy, which allows you to trade with other factions, making non-aggression pacts, and form military alliances. Diplomatic success seems largely tied to military prowess, so don't expect to gain allies through a silver tongue alone. While it might have been more alluring if diplomacy was more involved and independent, its simplicity allows it to be something fun to dabble in without becoming a time sink. What does eat away your time is the campaign UI that often has the information you're looking for but doesn't make it intuitive to find. A good example is when you're asked to replace a member of your house, but you aren't told who the existing representatives are and which of them will be replaced. Similar situations occur for numerous things in Rome 2, and the fact that much of it is difficult to find can make learning the game a slog.
May the gods be with them should the enemy attack.
Such annoyances hinder the engrossing strategy game. The sporadic moments of greatness where you're storming enemy walls or have finally brokered a peace agreement are swallowed by tedium. With patience, your inner imperialist is satisfied as you skillfully cultivate a sprawling empire. It's too bad you have to put up with so much to get there.